It's game time on The Score, the place for local winter high school sports. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner. HammondLumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. 201 Service Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Flagship cinemas, consistent pricing, and a premium cinema experience. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas pellet and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire Battery and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Manchester Motors, your Coyote tractor dealer. We dig dirt. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. Computer Improvements in Skowhegan. From sales of computers and accessories to service, we're your go-to computer store. Heights Chevrolet. Our family is here for your family. Connected Credit Union. Building lifelong relationships. Get connected. Stay connected. KVFCU. Invested in you. Skowhegan Savings Bank. Making our communities a better place to live and work. Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201 Skowhegan. KMD Driving School in Oakland. Teaching your kids to drive for over 25 years. Kennebec Eye Care. 216 Main Street, Waterville. Your sight specialist. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket. Second generation family owned in Herman and Pittsfield. With all your grocery and shopping needs. And by SBS Carbon Copy, Main Street, Waterville. Where printing's personal, not puzzling. Now let's go live to Mike Violet and AJ Knight.
No Mike Violet tonight. He is out on the mend with a designated lower body injury, so we will not have him for the weekend, and we wish him a speedy recovery instead. AJ Knight and Logan Cameron here at the Rist and Joy Bonifant Ice Arena at Kents Hill. And the last time that Central Maine Sports was here for a Messalonskee game, the Eagles were the number 1 seed in Class B North, playing the Old Town Orono team as the 8th seed, and did not have a good day. And the records would suggest that the competition today not any easier, as we've got a battle of undefeateds tonight, Logan.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. I mean, we have John Bapst that's going 4-0 as of right now, and Messalonskee 7-0. One thing that I'll be interested to watch is the lack of games that John Bapst has played compared to Messalonskee. I wanted to ask you a quick question, AJ, where John Bapst played on Tuesday.
Okay.
But before that, their last game was December 17th. So that means they've only played one game in nearly a month, and Messalonskee has played 4 in that time. Do you think that is going to go against John Bapst tonight?
It fits that we're in the football playoff season, the good old rest versus rust conversation. John Bapst ought to be very well rested, but how much rust kicks in? And I think that's an interesting question to bring up, because one of the things for me that stood out, obviously, is this John Bapst roster is significantly smaller than the Messalonskee roster, and we expect depth be something to potentially play out. But even more so, the matchup that's really interesting to me is you sort of have the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. John Bapst's defense, even in just 4 games, has been really good versus Messalonskee's offense that we know in the several seasons we've been covering him here on Central Maine Sports, and previously on 1160 The Score. Very good. Only 2 total goals given up by John Bapst in 4 games, 2 total, whereas Owen Kirk for the Messalonskee Eagles scores more than 2 on average per game. And so that's the matchup I think I'm going to be paying attention to this evening.
Yeah, I want to be looking at the player to watch for me, which is definitely for Messalonskee, and it's going to be Owen Kirk, who has 16 goals, 10 assists for 26 points, and he's got 3 hat tricks. so far in just 7 games.
Well, I think we had in the Holton-Hogden game, it was his birthday, his 18th birthday, he had a double hattie. He ended up putting in 6.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but for those can't do the math, and it's more than your fingers and toes, that averages out that Owen Kirk averages nearly 4 points a game between assists and goals. Tatum Doucette, I think, also stood out to me. He leads the team in assists on the season. He has, I want to say, 14. So he averages exactly 2 assists a game, and he's been the straw that stirs the drink regularly when we've had him here on Central Maine Sports. Usually good for 2 or 3 helpers in an evening. And then on the other side for the John Bapst Crusaders, the number 1 player, of course, to watch is Bourgeois. He's their leading goal scorer on the season. He's got 4 goals in 4 games. Nick Needham, the defenseman, 6 assists, leads him with 7 points. Again, not a high-powered offense for John Bapst, but they are potentially going to have to, I think, put a few in past Nathan Kirk tonight, because I expect this Meso team to be able to light the lamp a few times.
Yeah, and forgive me, the player that you just said had 4 goals. One of those games was a hat trick, so that's 2 games that he played where he didn't have any goals. So like you said before, this is going to be a powerhouse defense going up against, and possibly even more of a powerhouse offense. I think this is going to be kind of an uphill battle for John Bapst, especially with the rosters and how small their lineup is.
I think depth will for sure be a factor. Messalonskee, if they can strike early, I think would take the Crusaders potentially out of their game. I will say, though, in the discussion of the Crusaders potentially scoring early, only 2 shutouts in 7 games. Messalonskee, I wouldn't say a bad defense, but they haven't been necessarily as rock solid as maybe we've seen them in seasons prior. Part of that, maybe they generally score quite a few goals, but defensively maybe not as sound as Coach Morin, I think, Coach Martin would like them to be. So I think an opportunity there. But the big thing for me, there's a huge difference in penalty minutes for these 2 teams. And coming off of a week where we've already had 2 Coney games, the Rams flirt a little bit too much with going to the sin bin, as it were. Messalonskee coming in, I think, averages over 12 minutes of penalty minutes a game, which, of course, your average 2-minute minors is 6. Whereas for John Bapst, 4.3, so they do a much better job of playing clean defensively, which I think makes them that much more impressive since they only give up half a goal a game.
Right, and I want to get into the defenses of both of these teams. We have the goalie for Messalonskee and Nathan Kirk. His save percentage is .931, and he has 130 shot attempts on him. So you talk about Messalonskee's defense maybe not being the greatest and not really giving their goalie a break.
Yeah.
He's got 9 goals against him, and like you said, I believe he has 1 shutout himself. And for the starting goalie for John Bapst, we have Zedes, who only has 16 shots against him in 2 games that he's played.
That was interesting. You pointed it out to me. Zedes, Trenton Zedes is expected to get the start tonight from what we were told by Coach Fitzpatrick, but you said 4 games, goalies have split him a pair and a pair. So it'll be curious to see if that's potentially an option too. Messalonskee gets in their normal offensive flow, polling the goalie potentially an option maybe for the Crusaders. We'll see. It gives us a great opportunity, though, as we are here at Kent's Hill, to remind you that, of course, all high school sports on the Score brought to you by Central Maine Community College, more than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. And, of course, also want to thank Manchester Motors, your Coyote tractor dealer, We Dig Dirt, and Casella Waste for your residential and commercial trash pickup. Mike Violet out tonight. AJ Knight, Logan Cameron on the call. Big thanks. We've got Ryan Bellswell with scoreboard and stats, and Ashley Knight on camera. A late one. Luckily, it's a Friday night, but we will step aside. We will be back for the puck drop of this one. 4-0 John Bapst Crusaders taking on the 7-0 Messalonskee Eagles when we come back with high school hockey on AM 1160, The Score.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher,
an HVAC technician,
pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect,
physical therapist,
I'm going to be a lawyer,
or we're a stop along the way.
I'm going to be a doctor.
A machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm going to be a graphic designer.
An athletic trainer.
there is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
At Midstate Machine in Winslow, Maine, we manufacture complex components and large-scale turbines that power industries across aerospace, defense, and energy. We're hiring CNC machinists. And whether you're experienced or just starting out, we offer on-the-job training to help you build a rewarding career. Join our Safety First team, where your ideas are valued, and enjoy competitive pay with 2 weeks of paid time off starting on day one. Apply today at midstateusa.com, where your career powers the future.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades, and Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a biweekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
AJ Knight, Logan Cameron here with you at Kents Hill for high school hockey, Class B North. Messalonskee Eagles taking on the John Bapst Crusaders. And I got to tell you, filling in for Mike tonight, who's out on the mend, didn't expect to get the gamesmanship he sometimes gets from coaches, but Coach Fitzpatrick told us who he was roughly going to play a lot, but wouldn't give us starting lineup, said it depended, all the normal coach mumbo-jumbo that they tell you, but did finally get the starting lineups. Forward pairing, Sam Churchard, number 68, also going to go with Owen Marriott and Nate Marriott. And then on the defensive side, Nick Needham and Silas Comstock with Trenton Zetes in goal. On the other side for Messalonskee, Tatum Doucette, Christian Salvadori, and Liam McFadden. Christian Salvadori, Denny Martin, Alex Beckwith, and Liam McFadden. There's your starting five. And then Nathan Kirk in net. And it figures, Logan, we talked all that about Owen Kirk and believe we see him standing on the sideline, not in uniform.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to change up their play because he is their leading scorer.
He's a big offensive piece. Marriott and Doucette take the faceoff. Initially, Crusaders got a piece of it. It goes back to Martin, who taps it up. Messalonskee trying to get into the zone. Stopped there initially by Comstock. Now it's chipped in, delayed offside, so Messalonskee backs off as the Crusaders handle here behind their own goal. Trying to get something going forward. Stretch pass attempt there by Needham. Goes across the red line. Doucette gets it for the Eagles. Pushes it back, and now it's chipped in by the Crusaders. Martin, first one on it, down in his corner. Goes through the center there. It's knocked back in by Needham. Crusaders got to hop back out of the zone. Going to come on to Kirk, and he'll freeze it there as it takes a bounce off the back wall. And we will get a face-off here in the Messalonskee zone. And that's going to come to the left here of Nathan Kirk. So again, development here we were not aware of. Do not see Owen Kirk, who comes in scoring at a blistering pace of nearly over 2 goals a game and 4 points a game for the Eagles. Face off here to the left of Kirk, won by the Crusaders, but it ends up getting knocked well out of the zone. Going to roll to Zedes, who's going to play it over to the left side. Salvadorian Comstock get tied up on the wall there. Now Comstock hits the deck. Now it's pushed behind the cage. Messalonskee picks up there. Centering pass off of Zedes, and then it gets cleared out there by the Crusaders, and it's going all the way down to the Messo zone for an icing. So a little deflection there. Testing the goalie early. Still no shots on goal, but this one obviously going to come all the way back and taking the face-off. Will Bourgeois, their leading scorer for the Crusaders, and that is Logan Barron. It's won by the Crusaders, winning face-offs here early, trying to get out of the zone. It squirts past Parker Grant, now in the other zone, a fight for it. Messalonskee still can't establish their possession, and finally picking it up there is Owen Hart. Cardinal knocks it back in behind. Crusaders try to get it there, but it's picked up by Barron. Fight along the boards here. Now Messalonskee able to get it out. Slowed down there by Sam Churchard. He chips it back in, and it ends up on Kirk. He dumps it off as Messalonskee trying to get out of the zone and get some offensive momentum here. Now to the left of Kirk. It's deflected back, hits off the back of the goal. First one there for the Eagles, Parker Grant. Grant moves up the side. It's kept in. Nice job there. That one's flung wide by Needham of Kirk. Bounces all the way out to the red line. Crusaders pick it up there. Stretch pass there. Marriott had a chance. It was knocked away. Nice defensive play. Ends up on the stick there. Hansen. Hansen tries to spin it in. Gets fired into the offensive zone. Pick up there by Cardinal. G. Cardinal, as he's listed on the roster. As the Crusaders try to clear it out. Can't do so. Fighting for it there is Liam McFadden. Goes all the way around as now the Crusaders look to clear. Stuck on the boards. Firing it on to Zedes. That one's pushed aside. Nope, he's going to hang on to it. That one was going wide. As firing that one is Lucas Cormier towards the net. Frozen there by Zedes. So still no real offense to speak of. This faceoff going to be the right of Zedes. Taking it as Doucette for the Eagles. And Owen Marriott. Doucette wins it initially, though it's picked up off the wall there by Comstock. Doucette, though, gathers behind the net. Push it up to the top of the point. Flung there. Nice glove save. A lot of traffic in front. As Zedes able to pick that one up off the stick of Liam McFadden. Looking for a deflection. Didn't quite get it. Going to face off here to the left of Zedes. Doucette going to take it again against Comstock. Doucette gets it. That one fired towards it. Ends up wide. It's tied up there in front of the net was Tatum Doucette. It's going to be Parker Doucette. Flung up there, picked up by Martin at the blue line, trying to push it into the offensive zone. Gets deflected over there, though picked up by Cardinal for the Crusaders. They play pass in front of the goal, now trying to get out of it. Silas Comstock's taken away, pushed up towards Zede, didn't get there. Shots blocked, now picked up and moved behind the Crusaders' goal. Christian Salvador gets it on the half boards, tries to get a centering pass, ends up whiffing on it. Still stuck in the zone as Doucette now tangled up there with Churchard. Crusaders trying to get it out of the zone. Finally picking it up is Owen Marriott with a head of steam. Goes by one defender, loses there, keeps it with him as he pushes to the right circle. That shot goes wide as Kirk pushes aside, ends up on the back. Martin can't quite get possession. Pops up to Doucette. He's going to bounce it off the backboards up towards Salvador. He gathers it, tries to chip it out, and does. And now Messalonskee's going to get a change here. Quickly turning around the other way, though, is Owen Hart. Now up the right side, stops at the dot. Waits there near the blue line, gets it up near the goal. I think that bounced off Doucette, didn't make it to Kirk. And Doucette's going to just clear that one up. That's going to roll all the way down for an icing, so we'll face it off here in the Messalonskee zone. 0-0, 11:27 left to go here in the first period. Both teams still really filling each other out. No real good chances, barely really any shots on goal. Bourgeois face-off for the Crusaders here. He wins the face-off. That one deflects off of Beckwith. Stays in the zone, though, for the Crusaders. They try and get some possession. Still loose. Finally fired off to the backside behind Kirk. First one there is Peyton Henning. He pushes it back. As Messalonskee trying to get it out of the zone. Finally picked up there is Barron. Barron skates in, loses control of it, stays in the blue line, now cleared out as Hart picks it up at the red line. Pass. Moving through the center there, lost good defense. As trying to make a play there was Cooper Lewis for the Crusaders. Crusaders able to keep it in, but it finds its way to the stick of Henning, who whiffs on it. Now finally pushes to the blue line where Beckwith picks it up. Now he gets to the red line, chips it over to the offensive zone, and Messalonskee will make a change. Handling here for the Crusaders, circling back. That's Nick Needham. Stretch pass tapped up at the red line, and that was not quite enough for the red line, so that's going to be icing on John Bapst.
Interesting to see the feeling out process here, and you have to wonder with the depth of John Bapst, how aggressive do you want to be on that side where they don't have a lot of people to rest their starters?
Yeah, it's still surprising. I think you see the absence of Kirk affecting the offense as we get a face-off here to the right of Zetes. Won by the Crusaders, and doing really well on face-off. Real long pass looking for Cooper Lewis, just a little bit long, and that's going to end up being icing, trying to catch him right as he crossed the red line, but missing that, bouncing off the board, so we'll come down and do it again. Face-off in the John Bapst zone. I think you're seeing the absence of Owen Kirk in terms of just being able to push the puck, create opportunities, so we'll face off again. Lucas Cormier against Owen Marriott. It's won by the Crusaders again. Marriott pushes back. Nice defense there on the forecheck. Messalonskee has it there for a second. Martin pinches up to get it in front. Well, great chance, and that one stonewalled right at the front by Cormier. Had a great chance against Zetes on the deflection. Still in the John Bapst zone. Now going behind his goal is Comstock trying to settle things down. Cormier trying to harass him. Pushes up near the blue line just wide of his teammate. But breaking free here is Owen Marriott. He skates in towards Kirk. Can't get the shot on goal, but they're going to get a penalty. Waiting to see what happened with that because Kirk didn't react at all. Ended up going wide. But going to be a penalty here on Liam McFadden. And we talked about this in the pregame, Logan. Messalonskee averages over 12 penalty minutes a game. First power play opportunity goes to the Crusaders in a 0-0 tie. 10:41 here to go in the first period. Taking the face-off is Owen Marriott. He wins it. It gets pushed up to Needham at the right point. That one got deflected as he was looking down on the dot for Bourgeois. He gets pinned against the boards by Martin, and Messalonskee clears it out. That one rifled to Zetes. He has to glove save that one. That might have been wide. Now Messalonskee, a little token pressure on the forecheck. Needham picks it up here for John Bapst. Goes around Doucette. Pushes up to the blue line. There's Bourgeois. He pushes on the right side. Now he's going to skate. Tries to cut on the right side. No angle there. I think that might have bounced off of Kirk, maybe the side of the net, and Messalonskee easily clears it back towards Zetes, who fins it off to his right side. Needham picks it up there, harassed by Doucette as he brings it out from behind the goal. Short little passes. Now they play pass. Marriott gets it, gets a great chance here. Free, that one off the blocker to the right side, still kept in by the Crusaders. Hart handles it behind the goal. Trying to get a centering pass right there. Great chance. The net gets bumped, but it looks like it stays on. No stoppage of play. Messalonskee gets it back out towards the red line. 1 minute gone here in this power play. The Crusaders had a couple good opportunities there. Hart tries to handle it here on the near boards. Can't, as Barron smacks that one away. Zetes gets well of a net. Didn't get much on that, but Barron the only one really pressuring as he runs into Comstock there. Needham. Needham hanging out behind the net, waiting for some teammates. Fires that one up. It gets deflected. Lewis tried to catch it. Couldn't. Hart picks it up. He goes across the left side of the blue line. Double team there. Stops to the circle. Tries to drop it back. Now, behind the cage. That one still loose as John Bapst playing catch behind the cage. McNally handles it. He pushes it in and out. Goes all the way around. Stuck on the right side. There's Cooper Lewis, and that one squirts past his teammate at the line. Chance here for that was Beckwith had a chance there, but Carter now brings it up. Centering pass gets deflected back out to Hart, who pushes back behind the goal. He's going to try and spin it around, but Beckwith, the only one there for the Eagles, didn't get anything on it, so John Bapst keeps it in the zone. Hart going to get a slapper a one-time, not much on it. That one was going to go wide, but it goes right in the glove of Kirk as the power play expires. A little bit of a flurry there for John Bapst, but just couldn't quite make crisp enough passes, so Messalonskee survives first man-down opportunity. Still scoreless here with 8:35 to go in the first period. Almost halfway done with the first period. Again, no Owen Kirk for the Eagles tonight. Marriott going to take the face-off to the left of Kirk. That one won by the Eagles. Pinched in there by Needham. Up front, loose. Martin gets tangled up there, still loose in the slot. Finally skating away with it is Doucette. Doucette's got his brother with him. He fires that one up to Zetes. That was high. Zetes got a glove on it, but couldn't quite catch it as it hard crashed into the boards. Puck still down. Forearm there to Doucette, who goes down. That one chipped up into the glass. Martin able to pinch down and keep it in the zone. Parker Doucette fighting for it there. Couldn't get it, and now John Bapst establishes some possession, and that one bounces over the stick of Denny Martin, and that will roll all the way to the end line for icing against John Bapst yet again.
And I'm sure it's no coincidence with the amount of penalty minutes that Messalonskee gets with the 130 goal shots against on Kirk. They're really giving him no help here. I'm glad he survived that, but it's looking a little dicey when they're one man down.
So they were able to survive the first time now. Going to take a face-off to the left of Zetes. That one won by John Bapst. Going to pick that up. Cardinal trying to get it out of the zone. Beckwith gets a piece of it right in front. Couldn't get anything on it. Zetes is able to block that one away as Beckwith sort of redirected it. Now coming out an opportunity here for the Crusaders. That is easily offside. Phillips couldn't stay past as McNally struggled to get complete control of that one. Phillips across the blue line first, so offsides on the Crusaders as we move the face-off here to the center ice. Nothing. Still not a ton of shots on goal. So this dot will be just past the blue line here for Messalonskee. Won by the Crusaders, but Beckwith quickly jumps on it, pushes it into the zone. Try to be the first one there. He's not as it's poked away from him. That one ends up in the center, scooped up there, fired back towards the goal. That was Barron. That one ends up going wide. Beckwith tied up in the corner there, trying to get possession for the Eagles. Now Barron joins the scrum. Finally coming out with it is Bourgeois. He goes across ice with it as Phillips tries to push it forward. Instead, it's deflected off Parker Grant. Now finally pushed back to the blue line, and Messalonskee able to fire it in the offensive zone and get a change. Cardinal handling it here for John Bapst. Pushes it up to I believe that's a number 4 I do not have on the roster. Delayed offsides here on John Bapst, so they got to clear out. Gives Messalonskee a chance to set up something. Stretch pass looking for Seth Hansen there, goes wide. Picked up by Marriott. Marriott pushes it in. Messalonskee able to get possession. They're going to go around the back here, trying to get it out of the offensive zone. Big hit there against Parker Grant. Still in the zone. John Bapst flips it up towards Kirk. Fight for it there. Big hit as that one's picked up, flung out, and this should be icing on the Eagles, as flinging it out for the Eagles was Peyton Henning before taking a high shot. And I believe that is a penalty. Double check here, but yeah, I believe Messalonskee's going to go man up on that called forearm shimmy. Yeah, so first power play opportunity as going to the box is Owen Hart for the Crusaders. So Messalonskee goes man up in the 0-0 tie. Shot there, deflection, ends up knocking it wide. I think Beckwith got a piece of it, is heading to Zetes. Crusaders able to clear it out of their zone. Handling it for the Eagles is Salvadori. Salvadori gets across the red line, goes over the right side. Now goes behind the goals, got Beckwith in front, gets pinned to the boards there. Doucette comes to get it, goes across behind the cage to Beckwith. Beckwith tangled up there. Now gets pushed out to the point to Denny Martin. Denny Martin goes cross ice. Shot, that one doesn't get through as it's blocked, and it's eventually cleared by John Bapst. Didn't get much on it, so here's a chance. They're going down low, is crashing into Liam McFadden is Owen Lewis. Kirk comes out to freeze that puck, as Lewis ended up on top of McFadden, who looked like he sort of bracing for contact, sort of lost an edge. 44 seconds gone, and the man advantage for the Eagles. 5:48 to go here in the first period. Get a face-off to the right of Kirk. Barron wins it for the Eagles. They swing it around the backside of the boards. Picked up there by Salvadori. He drops it back and gets it back as he steps across the blue line. Moves it over the red. Back to Lucas Cormier. Cormier fires. That shot goes wide on the stick side. Now it's spun around. Salvadori picks it up on the left dot. Swings it back around the backside. Messalonskee moving it back and forth. Now Barron tries to tap it up to Martin. Martin able to keep it in, but quickly has to fire it back down to keep it in the offensive zone. Salvadori tries to get there as he's pinched in by Comstock. Martin has to come to the left side. He's able to knock it back down to Salvadori. Goes backside of the goal. Handling there for the Eagles is Barron. Barron had a great opportunity on the center. They're trying to find Cormier, who couldn't get a stick on it. Right there on the back doors. John Bapst able to clear it. 20 seconds left in the power play. Kirk holds it there for Denny Martin. Martin picks it up. Comes out the left side of the goal. Looking for Salvadori. Salvadori picks it up across the blue line. He goes down as the John Bapst defenders does. Beckwith is able to pick it up as it comes out from the backside over the right dot. Top point, push back down to Doucette. Doucette working behind the goal. Doucette harassed there, still has it as he comes out to the left side. Tries to push it back up to Salvadori, who sends it right back down. Doucette can't gather it. Beckwith gets it. Now Doucette has it again as they move it around the backside of the goal. Beckwith takes a shot. He loses his footing, trying to get cleared out. That goes past Martin. It's going to get out of the zone, and the power play is killed as that is an icing. And it's going to come back down here as the Eagles get a sub. So 2 power plays, 1 apiece, no goals.
And it's interesting to see because it's this moment right here where you want Owen Kirk on the ice because despite being a man up, they're not getting a lot of opportunities on goal here.
Messalonskee really struggled with possession. Shout out Ryan Bell on our stats and scoreboard tonight. Says still just 5 total shots on goal. It's sort of been a possession battle back and forth as neither team can really get much offensive momentum. John Bapst wins it, looking for a stretch pass. That looked like it was close to offsides. No call called onside as Lewis tried to get it, couldn't control it. Now quickly going the other way. This is Colby Hardy. Hardy moves up to the right side, stops at the circle, waits for help. He gets pinned to the board there, and it's taken away by Owen Marriott as now he skates out of his zone. He goes 1-on-2, keeps it with him on the left dot. Nice move there. Finally, he's poked away right as he was going towards Kirk. Ends up on the backside, comes out to Owen Hart. Hart moves to the center there, blue line. Pressured there by Doucette. Now he pushes it back in. Scrum back there as Hart tries to chase it down. Comes out to the point, slap shot. That one ends up going, I think, wide. Still, John Bapst maintains possession. Hart has it on the left circle. Nice little quick timer. It's still loose, and it's knocked away. 2 great saves by Kirk, who just had to dive to get that one saved. And finally, Messalonskee clears it out. First opportunity there, I believe, was for Sam Churchill. It was a great rebound there, and Kirk was able to just dive across the crease to keep that one out and keep it at a 0-0 tie. Icing goes against the Eagles, so we'll come down and do a face-off here, taking it as Bourgeois for the Crusaders. He ends up winning it out to the point. That one slapped in, gets deflected off of Kirk's shoulder pad. It ends up again, I think, in the pads here as he gives up another rebound. All of a sudden, Crusaders starting to find their way to Kirk. He's been up to the task thus far. But he freezes the puck, and we'll have another face-off here. It's going to be Bourgeois again for the Crusaders, and I believe Tatum Doucette for the Eagles. They got to track that puck down. Ends up in his left blocker. I was going to say, he gave up that initial rebound, and then he got lost in the padding. Bourgeois and Doucette to the right of Kirk. One by Bourgeois, out to the point, going to be quickly fired again. That one off the stick, out to the right side. Kirk makes another save. Push into the center, nobody home for the Crusaders as Parker Doucette initially had it, can't control it though. Martin fights for it in the back for the Eagles. Parker Doucette now chips it up to the boards. Parker Doucette has it there. He was looking to get it to the center to Salvadori, but he ends up going wide. And picking it up is Needham there for the Crusaders. Push back and forth between the blue line. Tatum Doucette skates in his zone. Fires it up to the red line. There's Salvadori. He's going to chip it in. Zidi's able to slow it down and push it behind his own goal. Puck loose there. A little bit of a scramble for it. Messalonskee comes away with it initially, and then pinching down is Nate Marriott as now there's a scramble for it. Salvador has it fired up towards the dot. Marriott tries to get it out. Martin catches. Martin tries to send that one in. That's way wide on the short side. Salvadori spins it around the backside. Parker Doucette tries to track it down, but Marriott first there for the Crusaders. He pushes it back to Cardinal. Pinched in along the boards. And finally skating out of it and getting it out of the zone is Bourgeois. That one's going to roll back. No icing here. Martin picks it up at the dot. Looking for Parker Doucette, who touches it. First one, though, is Salvador, who got a really good jump. Can't control it, though, as it's poked away. And Messalonskee was in the middle of a change. Stretch pass there for the Crusaders. Nice defensive pressure for Messalonskee to stop anything from happening as there's a scramble now in front of the Messalonskee part of the bench. Hart picks it up here at the red line. Skates, he's going to chip it in and chases. He takes a big hit there for his troubles. McNally has it, pushes it back to Grant. Now he spins it away to the right side. There's Beckwith. Beckwith handles it the right circle, tries to get it up to the red line. He was looking for Colby Hardy, couldn't quite get it. Hardy picks it up now. He's going to fire it off towards Ziti. That was wide. Nice little back pass there. Nobody there, but a nice little touch from Messalonskee trying to create something, but nobody home in front of the goal. Lewis touches it off to Marriott. Marriott deflected away initially. He's going to go behind the cage. Bad angle shot. And Kirk's able to scoop that one up. Don't know if that quite got to him. But Kirk scoops that one up and freezes, and we'll do another face-off here with 61 seconds to go in the first period.
A lot of aggression out of John Bapst here, and I mention it again. How aggressive should they be this early on with the depth they have?
Yeah, you can tell a couple names I don't normally have hear Mike call, so Messalonskee really going to the depth of the bench here. I think trying to make up with sheer numbers. Again, no Owen Kirk tonight for the Eagles. Face-off won by Messalonskee. Martin picks it up there. He's able to fire it out of the zone. Picked up at the center ice, basically, is Comstock. That one bounces away to Merritt. Nice move there. Gets free. Couldn't quite get the shot as his stick's lifted. It ends up behind the goal as Needham completely lost that one. Stays in there. That shot hits Doucette. Doucette ends up on his butt. He ends up on top of the puck. Martin skates away with it, gets behind, tries to bounce it off the glass. Cardinal catches it, and we get a whistle and I believe a penalty. Yeah, and I think Messalonskee, going to go man up again. That was a great move by Needham to get himself free and then tried to go as he was getting ready to finally uncork that one. A nice stick lift, and he couldn't quite track it down. So going to the penalty box for the Crusaders is Nate Marriott. Doucette does not win the faceoff. He hits the ice trying to keep that one alive. Pinching over for the Eagles to keep this one in is McFadden. Pushes down the back, gets it back from Beckwith. Now he's going to drop it back behind again. Beckwith tries to pick it up. It is pushed away from him. Now Martin really has to pinch in. Finally, Doucette taps it center. That one put on goal. Didn't look like it was going to be there. Beckwith had a decent chance, but Zetes was right there. And John Bapst able to clear. That one bounces off of Kirk. And we've got 6 seconds remaining in the period, a minute and a half. And I think Messalonskee content to hold here and start the second period man up. So after 15 minutes, 2 undefeated teams, 0 losses shared between them, 0 goals shared between them here in the first period. At the end of one, it is Messalonskee 0, it is John Bapst 0, and we will be back with the first period intermission. After this, you're listening to High School Hockey on The Score.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and John A. Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus is here for you today and through all points of your life.
Manchester Motors is your official Coyote tractor dealer. If you work the land, you just got to be a jack of all trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder or a farmer or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else. Find your Coyote tractor at Manchester Motors, 1031 Western Avenue, Manchester.
AJ Knight, Logan Cameron with you here at the end of one, 0-0 tie between John Bapst and Messalonskee. 2 undefeated teams come in, and they find themselves tied at the end of the first period. Sorry, listening to the announcement of shots, which is not what we have, but we'll get to that. Anyway, 2 undefeated teams coming in, and we talked about John Bapst's defense being stingy and limited action thus far this season. Actually, before we get to that, let's do the quarter breakdown first, brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. So 0-0 through the first period, and really, Logan, I think a period marked by I mean, a lot of feeling out really felt like for the first half, and then kind of a flurry there late by the Crusaders, despite the fact that Messalonskee halfway through, 30 seconds through their second man-up advantage, both of them had an opportunity. But John Bapst, I think, really only had the sustained pressure. Feels like Messalonskee can't really get anything going.
No, they really can't. And like we said before, the lack of Owen Kirk, when the man that has 26 points on your team in 7 games isn't playing, you can definitely see the difference. And I have some stats right here that John Bapst has 8 shots on goal to Messo's 3.
Yeah, and I think that says it all there. 1 penalty each, 35 seconds of one started for Messalonskee. That they'll start the second period with a man advantage, but really one little flurry by John Bapst, or a couple flurries there, and not really any offensive, I think, golden opportunities, as it were, for the Messalonskee Eagles is really your first period. And that's the first period breakdown. Brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Of course, high school sports on the score made possible as well by Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, wood stoves, and hardscape products. And Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, second-generation family-owned in Herman and Pittsfield with all your grocery and shopping needs. First period intermission here brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. Serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations, your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. That came into this, we did not know Owen Kirk was not going to play. Believe we see him standing on the sidelines, and I think initially thought, I'll tell you for myself, thought that the obviously big offensive piece for the Eagles, knew what John Bapst's defensive numbers were, but thought that the Eagles were still going to be okay and still be able to manage. Thus far, though, the team that's done a much better job of possessing the puck, and I think actually really done a nice job on faceoffs, is John Bapst, and it looks like Messo is just always in a scramble to settle down offensively.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference when Owen Kirk's off. It seems like their whole game plan is kind of shifted. I don't know how late or how long they knew he was going to be out for tonight, but it almost seems like they really can't get their footing on offense. I mean, in John Bapst, we mentioned that they're a defensive-heavy team, and Messo's an offensive-heavy team. But as we see here, John Bapst is just going in on offense as hard as they can. And we, like I said before, with the depth they have, they don't have a lot of players on that team. How aggressive can you be this early before you're out of gas?
That varsity roster we were given, though, I believe a number 4 skated there for a small stretch, 15 players. They have 2 goalies, so about 2.5 combo offensive and defensive lines for the Crusaders. On the other side, Coach Martin seems to have tacked the absence of Kirk by trying to go with a little bit of quality. Mike and I obviously have had Messo on a few times this season. A couple names that we haven't seen a ton of. We know, I think normally he's about 3 lines deep, but seemingly using up the whole varsity roster here in the first period. I think trying to hopefully wear down John Bapst as the game goes over. I think also maybe just trying to find a spark.
Yeah, I mean, talking about a spark, I think this is going to be the opportunity for either Salvador or Doucette to come in because they have 20 points on the season so far. Right. Most of them are assists, courtesy of Owen Kirk.
Yeah.
But I think you need to start looking towards your other forwards, your other starters on the team to make a play happen.
Yeah, I think Messalonskee definitely, it seems like even as we saw the 35 seconds that we had of the power play before the first period came to an end, trying to get something set up behind the net. Really had one nice opportunity with a little quick pass. I believe it was Doucette to Salvadori. Was a pretty good opportunity, but Zetes, I think, had a pretty calm period, even with the puck in his offensive zone. His defense just did a really nice job of not really letting Messalonskee get settled in. I think they had one sort of set attempt to create, a pretty good offensive opportunity against Zetes, and then 1 or 2 loose deflections where somebody happened to be in the right place at right time, which is just not what you expect. Again, cannot overstate how big a piece offensively Owen Kirk is. To be missing in the 6 goals a game that the team averages, but just I'm a little bit surprised through the first 15 minutes of this game to see Messalonskee, despite their other talented pieces, Salvador, Doucette, as you mentioned, as players to watch, just struggling to kind of settle things down.
Yeah, and I'm not meaning to parrot you, but yeah, it is interesting seeing. It's almost like, I don't want to say that they have no identity. That'd be very mean to say that, but when you don't have someone like Owen Kirk, man, we're talking about him like Chris Collinsworth to Patrick Mahomes, aren't we? But
I think deservedly so.
No,
he's
very
pretty
deservedly so.
Yeah.
But when you don't have someone like him, I am shocked just as much as you are with Doucette and Salvador. And not really. I mean, a part of it also has to come down to the coaching as well. But you would think by this point, with how much of a powerhouse they are on offense, you'd think of some sort of spark, and we'll see going into the second period they're going to start a man up due to the penalty that I believe Marriott got at the end of that first intermission.
Yeah, I think that advantage, for Messalonskee teams struggle to really find themselves offensively. I think being man up goes without saying, but the opportunity to go into the locker room here in between the first and second period and say, okay, we know we're man up. Let's draw something up to try and get some momentum going here. Hopefully cash in on this power play opportunity. If not, build some offensive momentum and hopefully carry that through the second period. I'll be curious to see what Coach Martin draws up. I would add to your players to watch, we know Denny Martin's got a big slap shot. Kind of a quiet offensive first period for him. He took one, I think, big swing, and it was nowhere close. But I think that, again, that just comes with Messalonskee really being unable to establish any kind of quality offensive zone time. So we'll see what they can draw up, but I think it is an advantage, obviously, like you said, to be up a man and be able to maybe draw some set stuff for the Eagles. First period intermission, of course, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. Of course, high school sports on the score, and Central Maine sports wouldn't be possible without Connected Credit Union, building lifelong relationships. Get connected, stay connected. KVFCU, invested in you, and KMD Driving School in Oakland, teaching your kids to drive for over 25 years. Through 15 minutes of hockey, battle two undefeated teams. It is 0-0. No goals between the Crusaders and the Eagles. We'll see if that changes when we come back for the second period. Second period on the way between Messalonskee and John Bapst here on AM 1160, The Score.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Hermon and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Hermon location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
At Haight Chevrolet at Skowhegan, our family is here for your family. And our family has been providing affordable, reliable transportation to families in central and western Maine for 113 years. You don't have that kind of longevity in the car business without building strong, trusting relationships with customers from one generation to the next. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned, financing, or special incentives, your shopping experience is always stress-free at Haight Chevy. Haidt Chevrolet on Madison Avenue as you turn into Skowhegan. You'll also find the Haidt family of dealerships in Madison and Farmington.
AJ Knight, Logan Cameron here with you as we get ready for the start of the second period. 0-0, Messalonskee and John Bapst through one, two teams with no losses. Crusaders came in 4-0, Messalonskee came in 7-0, but playing without their big offensive piece, no Owen Kirk tonight. Returning to the nets, Kirk down to our left, Zetes down to our right. Messalonskee going to start man up, a minute 25 still left on the Nate Marriott penalty. Taking the face-off, Bourgeois versus Doucette. At center ice, that one won by Bourgeois. And again, they've done a good job, I think, on face-offs. That one quickly flung down into the Messalonskee zone, so the Eagles will pick it up there and try and set something up for this man advantage. Pushed up towards Doucette. That goes wide. It goes over the blue line into the zone, and no icing. That one comes up to Martin. He whiffs on a redirect. Now tries to get it down to Doucette. Doucette handles there. Centering pass deflected onto Zetes. Easily, though, hugging the pipe. He's able to knock that one away. Martin comes all the way down behind the goal. Looks like he just kind of lost it. That one cleared out. Salvadori knocks that one down. Can't keep it in the zone, though. And a delayed offsides here, so Messalonskee's got to get out. Gives the Crusaders a chance to regather here and kill some of that penalty time. Quickly flung up, and that one's going to go all the way behind. Kirk slows it down a little bit. Now picked up by Denny Martin. Comes up the left side, goes across the ice to Salvadori. Salvadori picking up a head of steam into the blue line. Goes out to the right side. Into the corner, swings it around. Beckwith picks it up behind the goal, centering up to Martin. Poked out by the Crusaders. Now quickly, John Bapst got a 2-on-1 here. That one's fired off a chest of Kirk, and picking it up, immediately turning around is Martin, who looked a little slow to get back in the play. Now 3-on-2 here for the Eagles. Martin takes a shot, and that one bounces wide off the shoulder pad of Zetes. Salvadori's going to have to pinch down to pick this up. He whiffs on it, and that one quickly swept out of the zone. Kirk's going to stop it, and that will kill the power play here for the Eagles. Two really good shots, one by either team on that Messo power play, but we're back to even strength. Hart brings that one in. That one easily blockered away. Juicy rebound there. Couldn't get redirected as Marriott had a chance. Swept wide. Needham keeps it in. Tries to get a deflection. Hart, I think, ended up knocking that down, and we've got a penalty here. Ref's got his hand up. This one's going to go against Messalonskee. And there, finally, the whistle is blown. Did not have Zetes pull. He missed it. He kind of skated off late. Did not recognize, but a extended possession there with a delayed penalty. So Messalonskee can't do anything with their man advantage, and immediately going to go down a man. Is stepping into the sin bin is Liam McFadden for the Eagles. Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the second period, and Messalonskee going to go down a man again.
And that's another thing we see here is Messo, they just can't get anything going on the power play. They had one good shot there, but I mean it's just the routine of tonight is not being able to get anything going.
Needham able to pinch that one in. Slashing against McFadden. Messalonskee able to clear that one out. Zetes slows it down. He's going to sweep it around as Doucette forces some pressure here. Throws a body. He actually got the worst of it as he collided with the boards. Needham handling it there. He's their leading assister from the defensive spot. Bourgeois, their leading goal scorer, had that one pushed a little bit too far and is quickly fired back into the John Bapst zone. Marriott tries to push it up to the red line. That one fired back down. Zetes going to grab that one going wide, and he drops it back to his defender. Needham handles it here, trying to get Nate Marriott going. He comes up the left side, looking for Bourgeois. I think he was unexpected. He might have got a piece of it. No icing, though, as they had the red line. Needham comes to get this. Drops that into the slot. Bourgeois, that one did get through. Didn't think so initially, but Kirk's able to knock it down. Still alive here as the Crusaders have possession here in the offensive zone on man up as a minute gone here. Pushing it up towards the point. There's Needham. He skates to the center, fires that one, doesn't make it through the crowd. Picked up there by Bourgeois. Now he goes around the backside of the cage. He's got it in the left corner. Now swings it back behind the goal, trying to tuck in there initially. Was Hart, didn't see anything. Now from the dot cross. Oh, had an opportunity there for a one-timer for Bourgeois. Couldn't get good wood on it, and it squares past his own. Doucette first one to it. He's got a breakaway. He's got Zetes, tries to go around, and he scores! That one took a funny bounce. Couldn't be kept in the zone, and Doucette turns on the Jets, picks it up, and is able to go around Zetes on the short-handed goal. Messalonskee takes the lead for the first time tonight on the first goal of the night as Tatum Doucette finally provides that spark the Eagles were looking for.
Yeah, you see Tatum Doucette here. He gets around the defense there, and he just makes a nice move quick, forehand to backhand, and the goalie can't keep up.
And, of course, on the Midstate Machine, looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. So it just took Messalonskee going down a man for them to find some offense. They're still down a man for 23 seconds here as the Crusaders now look for the equalizer, stuck in their zone here. Beck with a little pressure. That one squirts under the stick of Marriott. It's going to go into the zone and icing against the Crusaders. I have to double check that. Announcement here is that Beckwith and Salvadori pick up assists. You take a look at the Midstate Machine. I would have easily guessed that was unassisted just because I thought it was off a Crusader stick, but we'll check. So faceoff comes down to the Crusader zone. They win the faceoff. Just 10 seconds left on their power play. Trying to find Churchard, misses him. That one's going to roll wide. We're getting icing against the Crusaders again. They're down to just 5 minutes of extra man time. First goal of the night goes to Tatum Doucette, shorthanded.
Yeah, AJ, with that replay, the last person that touched that was actually a John Bapst player trying to clear it, and then it bounced off another stick of a John Bapst player right to Doucette.
That's what I thought, so I'm going with unassisted on that one. So unassisted shorthanded goal for Doucette. That one poked away. Beckwith's got it. He's just going to knock it down into the zone as Messalonskee plays a little chip and chase. Barron had initially good stick lift as he fights for it. Sweeps that one into the center, and it just goes past Colby Hardy, who had a good opportunity. Hardy picks it up here at the red line. He's going to dump it in as Messalonskee going to chip and chase again. It rolls around the backside. Beckwith gets it. Tries to find his man on the dot and just couldn't get anything on that. Was, I think, Liam McFadden. Scratched that. That was Cormier, who's able to get it back into the zone. Hansen now fights for it. Picked up there, though, by Comstock. Big hit against the boards. A stick lost there by Cormier. Comstock trying to shake the Meso defender at the dot. Fires that one up, and that one just misses Marriott. No icing, though. Martin tries to sweep that one out of the zone. It's kicked down by Cooper Lewis. Ends up behind the goal as Martin battles there. Centering pass off of Martin's big skate. He comes out with it. Messalonskee a chance here, 3-on-2. Martin working from the point. He sweeps over the left side, fires that one. I think that one just goes wide, and it's going to run all the way out of the zone. Lewis picks it up with a head of steam. He tries to cut in there. That one, a negative angle, scrapes through the crease and wide. Hart had a piece of it, tried to spin it around the backside. Needham's going to pinch in from the left side. Tries to get that one through. Gets deflected. Ends up in the netting. And we will get a face-off here in the Messalonskee zone. That Tatum Doucette shorthanded goal comes 3 minutes and 24 seconds into the second period. Remember, Meso had, 90 seconds of man-up opportunity on the power play. Couldn't do anything. Then immediately went man down. And Doucette, of course, scored. Face-off one here by the Crusaders as Lewis pushes down, tries to scoop it up, but Salvadori there for the Eagles takes it out. He was trying to find a cutting Parker Doucette, but it's deflected away back into the Meso zone. Whiffed there on a clearing opportunity as that one's fired by Hart, but couldn't get anything on it. Might actually hit his own teammate's stick. Behind the goal, Messalonskee handles it. Dangerous pass. That one pass to Tatum Doucette right in front. Lewis gets a chance. Hart takes a huge hit, and that's a penalty. That steers the shot wide. And taking a seat, I think, is going to be Parker Grant here for the Eagles, who put Hart on his butt, who picked up that loose puck right in front of Kirk. Talked about this in the pregame, Logan. Those penalty minutes are adding up.
Yeah, and the last one we saw there was with Meso, and we talked about how Meso couldn't quite get anything going on the power play, but then obviously Doucette comes in here and immediately jinxes us.
Yeah, so Parker Grant's going to take a seat. 9:18 here to go in the first period. 2-minute power play advantage again as Martin puts Hart immediately into the boards. Fans here for the Crusaders want a penalty. None coming. Martin able to clear that one out of the zone. Hart has a few words with Martin as he passes him. Took exception to that hit. It was pretty rough. Here in the offensive zone, fighting for it. Doucette couldn't quite keep it in. Taking a swipe at it was McFadden. Now it comes to Doucette. Doucette's going to fire there. Easy glove save as Zidi's going to drop it there for Needham and set it up there. I think that one might have been going wide. 1:26 left in the power play opportunity. 8:41 here to go in the first period. Messalonskee on top, 1-0. Short-handed goal by Tatum Doucette. Looking for Hart. That one misses him. They're going to say deflected off Messalonskee. Stays live, centering pass there in front. Kirk gets a piece of it, gets knocked down. It's still alive behind the goal as Kirk gets back up on his feet. Needham handles here from the point. He fires. That's off of Kirk. Messalonskee can't sweep it, and finally Salvadori's able to clear that one from the zone. Ton of traffic in front of the goal there, and Kirk able to get it deflected initially, make the save, and then ends up on his butt. Defense helped him out there to make sure they could take advantage. Quickly on the rush here again. Nice play by Marriott. Toe drag drops it off. Hart fires, and that one easily caught by Kirk, who's going to freeze it there, and we will get another face-off. 44 seconds left in the Parker Grant penalty for the Eagles as they go man down for the third time this evening. Thus far, 0 for 2 for the Crusaders. Face-off here to the left of Kirk.
Talk about a shift in energy in the second period here, AJ.
That was a nice couple opportunities again there for the Crusaders. Bourgeois takes the face-off. He wins it. Hart's got it. He's going to push it up to the point. Handling there's Cardinal. Cardinal to Bourgeois. Try to get to the slot. It's knocked away and out of the zone. Comstock handles it. Pressured by Barron. Tries to drop it into Lewis. Lewis still not the zone. Finally gains the zone. Skates down the slot. Pressure there. Tried to get it towards Kirk. Couldn't do so. Back up to Cardinal at the point. Now back to Lewis. Lewis skates across the dot. That one loose and tipped in front. That one got loose, stayed. A nice rebound there that Churcher was able to easily backhand up over the leg of Kirk, and we are tied on that power play goal. That felt like the Eagles were playing with fire there, Logan. A couple juicy rebounds, and finally one right in front that Churcher was able to easily backhand and tie us up at 1.
Yeah, just a couple of good passes and some broken defense.
Okay, they didn't put it initially on the scoreboard. I was waiting to see if they waved it off, but no, it is good. So power play go there for Sam Churchard. He gets a juicy rebound off the shot from Hart, and I believe Cardinal will pick up an assist as well. Churchard quickly here. That one leaps over the stick of Grant. Churchard swings it around the backside. That one sending a pass there, looking for Mary. It's deflected out, but at the point is Comstock. He fires it back down behind the goal. Battling there is Cooper Lewis. He comes out with a circle, tries to get that one to Kirk. That one, I think, easily sticked aside by the Meso goaltender. It's going to come around wide. The Salvadori passes over to Parker Doucette. Doucette harassed there as he pushes down the left side, loses his footing, and it's picked up by the Crusaders initially. Now Parker Doucette comes out with it. Tries to spin around to Salvadori, who couldn't handle. That one got to the front of the cage, but nobody was there for the Eagles, and then that one is flipped up into the netting. Did I have the number wrong? They announced Lewis, but I thought that was Churchard. What number did you have on that goal, Logan? On the Mid-State Machine Instant Replay. Will you double-check that? Face-off one here by John Bapst. They work to try and get it out of their zone. Handling's McNally. McNally comes out of the zone, quickly harassed. Got a stick lift and taken away from him by Logan Barron. Barron turns around, gains the zone on the left side. Tries to center here. Ends up losing his stick, though. Picked up, fired that one wide. Is taking that shot was Colby Hardy. Able to keep it in. Martin tries to fire it back towards it. Runs through a lot of traffic. Gets nowhere near Zedes. Is now skating it back behind his own goal. That's Needham. Needham comes out to traffic, able to take his time. Stretch pass here. Picks up Marion, who goes against Martin. Martin wins that one and able to send it the other way. Ends up on the red line, and Barron fires it down as the Eagles get a switch. That one ended up in the front of the goal. Good pressure there from the Eagles. Picked up their shot, deflected. Couldn't find it. Zedes, a nice loose puck pickup there by Cormier. He nearly got a garbage goal. Zedes, I think, couldn't quite track that one down, but able to finally freeze it.
And just to update you, that last goal, it was Churchard with the goal.
Okay, I thought it was 68. I thought he got the backhand. Lewis, Hart took the initial shot. Face-off one again, said that a lot tonight. John Bapst, 6 minutes to go. We're tied 1-1 here in the second period. Meso able to pinch it in and keep it alive. Comstock picks it up, goes behind his old goal, comes out the right side. Trying to get Marriott. That one swept back in by Hansen. Now goes behind the goal. First one there's the Eagles. Salvador tried to center, had Cormier, but his stick lifted, couldn't do anything with it, and now it comes out of the zone. Grant tries to get it back towards the blue line. Grady Tibbetts fighting for it, now going the other way. Marriott's got it. He gets that one over to Kirk. Think that one was going to be wide. It's easily padded over to the left side. Battle for it there, picked up by the Crusaders. That one fired, doesn't make it to Kirk. Gets deflected up off the glass. That one behind the goal. Kirk able to freeze it as I lost track of that one. Churchard, who has the goal, takes a swipe at it, but Kirk able to freeze it, so we'll get a face-off here. 5:20 to go in the second period, 1-1. Both goals scored here in the second.
Despite no Owen, this is the Messalonskee offense that we're typically used to seeing, where they're just on fire, nonstop, relentless.
That face-off won again by John Bapst. Needham takes a huge blast, but that one goes way high up off the glass. Picked up by Parker Doucette, trying to find a teammate there at the blue line, but it's taken away by Comstock. Now going the other way. Lewis couldn't get it into the zone. Hart's able to sweep it in. Martin's going to track it down as it takes a funny bounce. Martin now slides it around the side. Parker Doucette couldn't quite control it. Comstock's going to keep it in as he fires it towards Kirk. Ends up on Martin's stick. Martin, big stretch pass. Nobody home there as Doucette was trying to streak along, and that's going to be icing on the Eagles. So correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Bell, keeping our stats. Both goals tonight are scored on power plays. Ironically enough, though, they're both scored on John Bapst power plays. Face-off again here to the right of Kirk. Taking it for the John Bapst Crusaders is Lewis, and he wins it. That one fired, going to go well wide of Kirk. Crusaders able to keep it in as Hart backhands it. Lewis picks it up there, throws a shoulder first, troubles as well. Marriott grabs it. He's going to pull it out to the half boards. Comstock at the point. Tries to chip it back down to the backside. Lewis fighting for it there. Hart's going to come around to the other side of the back. It's going to go push it from the left to the right. Now circling up, nobody there. That one goes well high as nobody was on Lewis. It's going to squirt past the point as Messalonskee able to clear. Big hit there, but Tatum Doucette's got it in the offensive zone, but he forgot the puck. Not swept out, though, as Messalonskee's able to initially keep it alive. Cardinal, though, picks it up in front of the goal. He's going to swing around to the backside. Looking for a teammate who lost an edge. Now just sitting there right in front of the red line. Parker Doucette able to get that one into the zone, but Messalonskee going to get a change, so Needham able to easily pick it up for the Crusaders. Big stretch pass there, going to go wide of the goal, icing on John Bapst.
It's getting a little physical here, AJ. Way more physical than it was in the first period, and I'm pretty sure I saw once at the back of the net behind Kirk, the hit that brought them down. They were kind of tangled up and kind of holding each other a little bit, making sure he couldn't get back up.
Well, let's not forget the first game we had last year for Messalonskee against, I want to say it was Hamden. Parker Doucette got in a fight. Face-off here for the Eagles in their offensive zone. Again, won by John Bapst. Comstock handles it here, comes out to the left side looking for Churchard. He brings it out of the zone. That one deflected as he's looking for Marriott. Now it sits on the blue line. And retreat here to Comstock. John Bapst trying to get it out of the zone. Beckwith missed that one, ends up on Bourgeois. He can't control it, though. Deflected back towards Beckwith. He dumps it into the offensive zone. Messo going for a half change here. Beckwith had an opportunity, but it's poked out. Churcher tries to clear it, can't do so as that one's fired back in by Cormier. Swung around the backside, picked up there by Comstock. He's going to reverse course behind the goal. Now trying to find Churchard, but Grant's able to pinch in for the Eagles to keep it in. Beckwith finally had it for a second and able to push it on as Messalonskee trying to get an offensive possession here. Cannot do so, and finally picked up by Bourgeois. He's going to come out on the left side. He's got two teammates with him. Try to go around Grant. He gets tangled up with Grant, comes away with it, goes zero angle, now tries to spin around the cage, goes up to the point. That's Comstock. Comstock spins around there, goes across the Cardinal. Cardinal gets it over to Kirk, not much on it. It goes off the blocker and up into the netting. Bourgeois and Grant got tied up there when Bourgeois finally came away with it. Didn't have much of an angle, and as he circled around, defense able to finally get back into the play. So we'll get subs here, and we'll do the face-off to the right of Kirk with 2:41 here to go in the second period. 1-1 tie. Two undefeated teams. One of these teams potentially will have that blemish added to their record this evening. Doucette and Lewis face off. Now Doucette thrown out. And that is, couldn't tell what number that was. It's won by Messalonskee, though. Pushed over to McFadden. McFadden pushes up the left side. Chips it into the zone, takes a big shot. A little bit of pushing and shoving there as that puck ends up out of play into the Messalonskee bench. To your point, Logan, further the second period goes on, the more chippy it seems to get.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here between these teams, but they don't seem to like each other, AJ. I'm not sure. Maybe there's some words we can't hear that's going on the rank, you know?
Who knows? John Bapst, a good defensive team. That may be part of their strategy. Messalonskee, I think, a little bit of frustration. So this one with the stoppage of play going to come just outside the John Bapst zone. Tatum Doucette going to face off here against Owen Marriott. That one won, I think, initially by Doucette. Scrapes through, poked over towards Zetes. That was a good effort there by Salvador. Doucette finally able to take it away. Needham reverses field here. Now he's going to sweep it up to the left side as John Bapst gets it out of the zone. Hart touches it up, but Doucette the first one to it. He's going to push it back to Martin. Martin goes across the ice to McFadden. McFadden, big stretch pass, tapped into the zone by Hansen as Messalonskee is going to get a bit of a change. Doucette fighting in a scrum there, but coming out of it is the Crusaders. Marriott pushes it up to Hart. Hart to the left side. Tries to find in the slot Marriott, but he couldn't get anything on it. That one pushed up and out of the zone. Needham, though, picks up the red line, going to chip that one back in. Partial change here for the Crusaders, so that allows McFadden to pick it up for the Eagles. Pushes up to Salvadori. Salvadori across the red line. Salvadori into the offensive zone. Fires that one on Zetes. That one goes wide. Salvadori ends up picking it up on the left side. Looking for a centering pass. Had a man. Couldn't get anything on it. Martin pinches in. Can't control the puck. Doucette's able to keep it in the offensive zone, though. Barron tries to track it down. He had the potential opportunity there as he gets tied up here. Scrum for it. Salvadori ends up down on one knee, and it's going to come across the zone to Lewis, and Lewis will fling that one high into the air looking for Hart. Martin, though, picks it up for the Eagles. Salvadori touches and taps it into the zone. Eagles get a partial change. Cardinal handling there, pressured by Barron. Hart tries to sweep it out, but it's off of Beckwith. Fan there by Messalonskee, and now it finally comes out of the zone, chipped back in. That was Sean Higgins. It's going to swing all the way around as the Eagles, I think, finish out their change. Stretch pass for Hart's going to go by him, past the red line, past the blue line, and down to the end line for an icing. 45 seconds here to go in this second period.
And maybe I'm wrong here, but I think we're finally starting to see John Bapst get a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting just hammered relentlessly on defense here.
That's a good point. It seemed like it took Messalonskee forever to establish possession, and I think Messalonskee's starting to find their way a little bit. And again, Coach Martin seems like using every bit of his roster here tonight. No Owen Kirk. Face-off controlled here by John Bapst. Marriott handles it here, gets into the zone. Martin with him. Martin does a nice job tamping down that pass and pushing it wide, and then immediately pins Needham to the boards, and that's going to be a penalty. Bourgeois comes out behind the goal, has to pick it up on the left side, spins it around, and Needham is still down. Hope he's okay. Martin absolutely pinned him to the boards.
Yeah, we have a 3-on-1 situation, and he gets a real good job knocking that stick down, or knocking the puck down, but then just immediately goes and boards the John Bapst player over here. And
I'm pretty sure that's Needham. The teammates all came to check up on him. Good to see him sitting up. Now brings himself up to his feet. Hopefully just had the wind knocked out of him. So he stands up, and he's going to be able to at least skate over the zone in quite some discomfort. So glad to see that. See what the call is here officially with 25 seconds left. Actually, he's going to leave the bench here. I think get checked on again. Only 25 seconds here in the second period. While we wait for that call, let you know that, of course, high school sports on the score brought to you by Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no with no dock fees, where cars and trucks cost you less, online at cmautogroup.com. So it is a major, 5-minute major. So for Messalonskee, that means that no matter how many times John Bapst scores, the penalty will stay in the John Bapst wanting more than just the 5-minute major.
Seems to be some commotion and confusion even. Something about not allowed, people not allowed to be on the ice?
No, we had, I would imagine, we'll see what the announcement is. So it's a 5-minute major. You can possibly also add a 10-minute misconduct. We'll see officially what the call is, and I think that's what it was. So power play opportunity again, and a big one here for John Bapst. They win the faceoff. Bourgeois handles from the back zone, pushes it up to Hart at the point. He's going to drop it back to Bourgeois in the right circle. Centering pass there for a one-timer. Doesn't get through. Rebound in front, but it's finally swept out by the Eagles. Had a great opportunity there for a one-timer. Doucette races around, but Zetes is able to swing that one out and away from him. Chance for one final rush here. And Marriott can't get the shot off, and the second period will come to an end. 25 seconds of that 5-minute major on Denny Martin burned. Okay, so just officially a major. That's what we thought, and I think that's what the John Bapst coaching staff wanted, looking for maybe the 10-minute misconduct. So, as it stands, it is 1-1. It was 0-0 after 1. It is now 1-1 after 2. We will head into the third period with John Bapst, a major advantage over 4.5 minutes of power play opportunity. We will get into the second period intermission when we return. 1-1, Eagles and Crusaders here on AM 1160, The Score.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying within your budget? A home heating loan from Connected Credit Union is the perfect solution. We've got you covered with an affordable way to keep warm this winter. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing a heating and cooling system or replacing your windows. Making your home more energy efficient isn't just an investment in your home, it's an investment in your lifestyle. Contact our loan team for more details or apply online at connectedcreditunion.org. Get connected, stay connected. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Membership eligibility required.
My dad's a real hero. Not like a superhero or anything. More like a regular dad kind of hero. 'Cause every weekend, even when the weather's bad and it's super snowy, he always gets us there safe.
They don't know how you do it. All they know is that you care.
See Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201, Skowhegan.
Discover the printing experience you've been searching for at SBS Carbon Copy on 54 Main Street in Waterville. Tired of getting lost in big box stores? Whether you need unique business cards or large format printing up to 44 inches wide, customized invitations that scream you, we've got it all. Our team is here to print, copy, or scan with a smile. Fast, affordable, and with a touch of personality. Don't settle for ordinary. Dash over to mainprintingservices.com where printing's personal, not puzzling.
Hi, this is Mike Perkins from KMD Driving School. I've been instructing your children in driver's ed for years. We're accepting new students for the fall and winter classes. Let the professionals teach your children. Call 465-4835. Sign them up for KMD Driving School. New classes begin every 3 weeks. Call 465-4835, 465-4835, or visit us online at kmddrivingschool.com. The journey begins with us. KMD Driving School.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher,
an HVAC technician,
pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect,
physical therapist,
I'm going to be a lawyer,
or we're a stop along the way.
I'm going to be a doctor,
a machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm going to be a graphic designer,
an athletic trainer.
There is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
At Midstate Machine in Winslow, Maine, we manufacture complex components and large-scale turbines that power industries across aerospace, defense, and energy. We're hiring CNC machinists. And whether you're experienced or just starting out, we offer on-the-job training to help you build a rewarding career. Join our Safety First team, where your ideas are valued, and enjoy competitive pay with 2 weeks of paid time off starting on day one. Apply today at midstateusa.com, where your career powers the future.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
AJ Knight, Logan Cameron here with you from Kinshill at the Rest and Joy Bonifon Ice Arena here. Through 2 periods, it is a 1-1 time, and time, of course, for your second period breakdown, brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. 0-0 tie at the end of 1. Tatum Doucette broke that when he scored at 3:24 on the John Bapst power play. He scored shorthanded on a funny bounce. Then Messalonskee immediately went man down again, and this time Churchard was able to score for the Crusaders to get that goal back. And the shots in the second period finished 8 for John Bapst, 6 for Messalonskee, giving them a total 16 through 2 for the Crusaders, 9 through 2 for the Messalonskee Eagles. There were 3 penalties, all 3 of them on the Eagles, and we head into the third period with another one, which we will get to. But first, let me tell you that the second period intermission is brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. We're going to head into the third period, of course, post our second period intermission, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations, your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. The third period, Messalonskee will be man down after they found themselves man up, going from the first and the second, and that is because of a 5-minute major boarding penalty by Denny Martin. Looking at the second period, though, talked about how a lot of the first period I feel like was a feeling out process, not a ton of opportunities. Again, shots were just 8-3 from John Bapst through the first period. Crusaders picked up a lot of those late as they were finally able to find some momentum. Felt like Messalonskee found some footing, Logan, in the second period, and then they keep parading to the penalty box and let the Crusaders, I think, finally kind of regather themselves, and now they've got a massive amount of penalty time they're going to be dealing with in the third.
Yeah, no kidding. And you want to talk about, I believe you have over there, was it 16 total shots
for John Bapst through 2.
You wouldn't think the score is 1-1 with that, because they're double what Messo has with only 9.
Yeah, 9 total for the Eagles, 16 for John Bapst. And again, both goals actually power play goals. Messalonskee just scored short-handed. Tatum Doucette was able to pick the funny bounce off and score before the McFadden penalty ended. Then Parker Grant picked up a penalty. The Crusaders are able to finish that, and then unfortunately for Messalonskee, Denny Martin makes a great defensive play by knocking down a puck on a breakaway that looked like a pretty good chance for the Crusaders, and then immediately boards Needham for the Crusaders, and that is how the Eagles are going to find themselves with still 4.5 minutes of penalty time they're going to have to serve. As you see it there, 4:35 still set to be served by Denny Martin. And we talked about in the pregame the difference in the average penalty minutes each of these teams served. It was just, I think, 4 for John Bapst. They have had 2 on them. They had 2 in the first period, so that's their average. Messalonskee came in at over 12 penalty minutes, and they've had 4 total, 3 minors and a major, which adds up to 11, so they're almost to their average, and this just comes at the worst time after it seemed like they found some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, 11 minutes, they averaged 12, like you said, and we're only getting into the third period where, the game's not over yet, and there's still plenty of game time left. And as long as they can control the amount of penalties that they're committing at this point, they can get back on the ground, and they can get back to being explosive on offense like we sort of saw them do in the second period. But on top of that, John Bapst, we talked about how great their defense is. They're looking like Messalonskee out there too. They're getting tons of shots on goals, as we saw with 16. Maybe they're just a little bit more easy, not kind of, as you say, almost like trash shots. I don't know what you call them.
Oh, garbage goals.
Garbage goals. Thank you.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are pretty easy saves for Kirk to make. But I mean, if they can also get their, I guess, feet on the ice and get going as much as Messalonskee has, and they can keep pounding Kirk with shots, I think they're going to have a solid shot at taking this game.
Yeah, the goal that Churchard finally put in felt like you could see it coming as it's in a stretch where John Bapst sort of had peppered Kirk a couple times, given up some rebounds. His defense had done a nice job. You're going to see here, this is the Doucette goal, of course, the shorthanded goal. But on the Churchard goal, it ends up coming off a juicy rebound, which ends up right in front, and Churchard easily able to put the backhand in. And the thing I thought was interesting, Logan, is that you pointed out, and I thought it was true, John Bapst seemed to finally start to wear down a little bit. Again, Messalonskee's been pouring the entire varsity roster, and here's the goal. You're going to see this one get fired on. Juicy rebound there, and Church able to easy swipe that one in. John Bapst felt like they started to wear down a little bit, and then obviously they tie it up, got, I think, the energy back, but that's the big problem with this penalty. I think even though you're maybe wearing them down, man advantage allows them to really control. And again, a major, so even if John Bapst comes out here 15 seconds in and scores, they're still going to have to serve 4 minutes and 20 more seconds a man down. And that just seems like Messalonskee's strategy of maybe wearing down the Crusaders now puts it back on the Crusaders to be able to sort of do what they want, at least for the first opening 5-minute salvo, basically, the third period.
Yeah, and John Bapst has been doing pretty well on defense in terms of power play minutes and penalty minutes as well. I mean, like we said before, their defense is kind of what is getting them these wins so far for their whole season.
Right.
But as far as we can tell here, John Bapst and Messalonskee are going to be just duking it out in this, not hopefully, but there's 4 minutes of penalty time coming into the third period. That's a lot of time to kill.
Yeah. So we'll see how the Crusaders come out and attack that, how the Eagles respond. Again, Messalonskee playing tonight without Owen Kirk. We'll see if Needham returns to the ice for the Crusaders. He is their leading assist and point scorer on the season for the Crusaders. But after 2, it is 1-1 Messalonskee and John Bapst. This is the second period intermission, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. The third period, something's got to give. That is coming up next. AJ Knight, Logan Cameron will be back here at Kents Hill with the third period when we return for high school hockey on The Score.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades, and Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a biweekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
High school sports on The Score, made possible thanks to Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. And don't forget, after this one, we have to pick our Flagship Cinemas Player of the Game. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing and a premium cinema experience. They, of course, get the swag bag that features the Score t-shirt from the Johnson Sporting Goods. Of course, comes in the CMCC swag bag. They get the movie ticket from Flagship Cinemas. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing and a premium cinema experience. And, of course, as we get ready for the third period, high school sports on The Score wouldn't be possible without Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201 in Skowhegan. Skowhegan Savings Bank, making our communities a better place to live and work. And Kennebec Eye Care, 216 Main Street in Waterville, your site specialist. AJ Knight, Logan Cameron with you here as we get ready for the third period. This one tied. Ryan Bell on our stats and scoreboard. Ashley Knight on the camera. 2 undefeated teams, tied 0-0 after 1. Tied 1-1 after 2. 15 more minutes. Will someone leave with a blemish? Good to see Needham is back out there for the Crusaders, so he is okay. And again, John Bapst starts this one, man up, 4.5 minutes, 4:35 to be exact, on the 5-minute major boarding penalty against Denny Martin. Needham whiffs on it there, pressured by Salvadori. He's able to scoop back and get it. Now he's going to drop it off for Marriott, Owen Marriott, who's going to bring it around on the left side. Pushes it to the center there. Trying to gain possession. Bourgeois picks it up left side. He's at the circle, stops there. Back out to the point. There's Needham. Needham moves down the left boards. Fires that one over to Kirk. I think that one, I don't know if that got through, but it ended up high and out of play, so we will have a face-off here.
It'll be interesting to see going into the third period here, because I think we both noticed that John Bapst looked a little bit gassed towards the end of it. Yes. And let's see if they got the energy back.
Let's see if they got a little bit of pep in their step. That face-off controlled by Messalonskee, hard off the boards, but finally swept out, as that one just might have left a dent there, but able to get it out as Messalonskee. Needham picks it up behind his own goal. Comes out to the center in front of his own goal. Marriott picks it up on the red line, taps it forward, and gains the zone. Over to the right dot, tries to drop it back. Now they push it over the point, but Needham wasn't there. It's going to come out of the zone, and the Crusaders are going to have to reset. He's pressured by Doucette, able to avoid him. Long pass here, tapped by Marriott. He can't control it, though Hart's able to gather it. Hart moves over to the left side. Nice little deke back. Marriott gets it as on the right side, moves to the dot, back out to the point, and John Bapst has the zone. Hart tries to drop it off to Bourgeois, battling with Salvadori. That one ends up squirting to the middle there. Loose puck. Couldn't get anything on it as Marriott picked it up. Just couldn't move it anywhere towards Kirk, who was able to easily freeze the slow-moving puck. 3:18 left in the penalty. Again, 5-minute major against Denny Martin. Nothing more, though the John Bapst staff wanted it. But he's going to sit for 3:18 more. 13:43 to go here in the third period. That faceoff got tied up with the ref as everybody lost it for a second. Now controlled by John Bapst. Needham moves to the center. Tries to skate down the slot. Nice move there to the left dot. Fires that one. Doesn't get through. And it's swept out of the zone by Messalonskee. That was Beckwith who's able to clear it. Tick under 3 minutes left on the major penalty. Bourgeois has it there. Fumbled for a second but comes away with it. Moves up the left side out of his zone. Red line, cross the ice to Marriott. Marriott all by himself in the slot, poked away. It still ends up on Kirk, but not much on it, as that was a nice recovery there by Higgins to take something off of it as Kirk dives on it, and we'll get another face-off here to the left of the netminder for Messalonskee. Full changes here for the Crusaders. 2:47 left in the penalty. Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the third period. 1-1 tie. Taking the face-off is Bodie Phillips. That one controlled by the Eagles, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Comstock picks it up at the red line, drops it off to the center. Nobody there, though. Whiff. Puck still loose, finally gathered by the Eagles. That one flipped up, not out, though. Cardinal knocks it down, keeps it in the zone. Working from the center there. That one is Phillips. He can't control it, comes back to him, squirts over to the boards, and it's finally cleared out. And then pushing it forward is Salvadori, who will loosely give chase as it rolls all the way down towards Zetes. Crusaders set up here, working through the center ice is Comstock. That's Lewis. Lewis tries to go for a centering pass. Doucette, though, picks it off. He's going to flip it out, trying to get Salvadori on a stretch pass. Gets deflected, and that's going to be offside as it came out and in. But Phillips touched it in the offensive zone, so that faceoff will come outside of the Messalonskee zone.
Yeah, you see here in the Mid-State Machine replay, Phillips just shaking his head. He didn't really want to touch that puck, or just a bit of a brain fart.
A little bit more instinct than the instinct kicking in there. So just outside the zone, controlled by the Crusaders. Marriott gets it on the right side, gains the zone, pushes down the right alley, tries to sweep that across, doesn't get all the way through. Messalonskee tries to sweep that out. Needham can't pitch it. He goes high off the glass. Race here with Salvadori. Zete's going to have to leave the cage and speeds that around. And Needham's going to meet the puck over there on the half boards. Dodges the hit from Salvadori as he spins back towards his own goal line. Pressure there, moves it to center ice. Marriott picks it up. He's at the red line, goes across his own blue line. In the center there, sweeps across, tries to fire it on Kirk. No, Kirk couldn't see that. It got high up in the air. Someone from Messalonskee swiped it down and then dove on it with Kirk. Heads up play there. I think that was McFadden, because Kirk completely lost that one. So face off here for the Eagles. They have burned 3 minutes and 31 seconds off the 5-minute major. Over 3 minutes gone here in this third period. 1-1 tie. Face off back in the Messalonskee zone. Still man down. That one controlled initially by the Eagles. Finds Needham on the point as he pushes it down to Hart. Hart on the half boards. Tried to center it. He loses it. Needham, though, is able to pinch in. Needham squirts in the dot. Pass out to Marriott. He's going to tap it over to Bourgeois on the left side. He drops down. Centering pass looking for Marriott across the ice, but he couldn't find him. He's pressured there by Barron. He's able to push it back towards the blue line. Needham able to keep it in just barely. Marriott handles to the left circle, whiffs on the shot, pops out to Beckwith. Beckwith just got Needham, chases Bourgeois, and Beckwith's just going to chip it in, and now pressure here as it rolls down to the boards. Beckwith fights with it. Now he's going to come away as it squirts over to Needham. Needham tries to go cross ice. Beckwith gets a piece of that, just trying to make it difficult for the Crusaders to get anything going. That one to Lewis, who touches it into the zone. He's in a race. Big hit there as Grant fights with him. Messalonskee pushes it around the boards and able to get it out of the zone. Needham picks it up there. Holds it just outside the blue line, waiting for his teammates to clear, and now he'll put it in. That one finds its way to Lewis all the way around the back boards. Scramble on the left dot. Got it there. Loose. Still no shot. And Kirk able to dive on it as Churchard couldn't quite get possession of it as he was tangled up there, I believe, with Barron, and then Kirk was able to just finally dive on the puck and freeze it. 15 seconds left in a 5-minute major, and it is still a 1-1 tie. 10:40 here to go in the third period.
I'll tell you what, AJ, this is probably the most suffocating offense we've seen on a power play tonight.
That one trying to go across gets deflected. John Bapst still able to control, done very well on faceoffs. Lewis handling it behind the zone. Now he comes out to the right circle. Now he's going to circle around back behind the goal. Tries to wrap around here on Kirk. Has a chance. Took an extra second. Hits Kirk's chest. There's a rebound there. Barron's able to smack it out. Beckwith knocks it over to the near side boards. That one swept in, but Churchard wasn't out of the zone yet, so John Bapst has to quickly clear. Penalty killed. Back to even strength. 5-minute major. Messalonskee doesn't give up the go-ahead goal. Still tied at 1. And we have 10 minutes here to go. Lewis all by himself. One-on-one with Kirk. He shoots off the shoulder. Great save by Kirk as Lewis was able to squeak by all by himself. Barron more so just sort of pushed that one into the zone as Messalonskee gets a change. Lewis handles here right at the red line. He loses the puck, though. Scramble by Hart, picks it up. He's going to dump it into the zone. Martin going to be the first one to it for the Eagles. He tries to swing it around and out. Couldn't do so. Now it squirts out to the front. Hart tried to pick it up, couldn't. Finally grabbing it is Colby Hardy. Hardy gets to the red line. He's going to chip it in, and he's going to run off for a substitution. That one takes a funny bounce into the front of the cage, but only John Bapst there as Messo was in a partial change. Trying to look for a deep pass. Nice cutoff there by Tibbetts for the Eagles. Messo had to clear the zone, though, but he stopped a potential breakout for John Bapst. Needham handles it now on the left side as he slows it down. Looking for the stretch pass up to the red line. That's Hart. Gets past the red line. Now gains the zone. He's got Marriott with him. Tries to sweep it across. Just too wide. It goes past Kirk all the way to the other side. Messalonskee trying to get it out. Tibbetts almost had it on a stretch pass. Rolls off his stick and finally picked up by Cardinal. Cardinal works behind his zone. Now Comstock. Comstock's going to swing it around to the backside of the goals. John Bapst tries to set up. Doucette's able to take it away there on the circle. Pushes up the half boards. Nobody there but John Bapst. That one swung down. That one should be icing. No, they wave it off. Messo's got it cleared out of the zone. Is trying to spin it around for the Eagles was Higgins. Picked up at the half boards. Is trying to get it out as Martin. Martin's still fighting for it. Stopped at the red line. Bounces off of Doucette. He's tangled up there. Able to push it on into the zone. And then finally it's sent back. That one bounces off Messalonskee. So this will not be icing as it gets back to the boards. 8:20 here to go. Martin looking for Parker Doucette. Couldn't find him. Now it comes back to Martin on the half boards. Martin has it taken away from him by Marriott. Marriott trying to do something with it, gets pressured. Now they fight for the boards. Parker Doucette pushes it out. There's Salvadori. Salvadori gets pinned hard but gains his own. Parker Dory gets tied up there with Bourgeois. They both hit the ice. Now it's stuck in that far left corner. Doucette trying to come out with it. It gets spun around and finally gathering possession is Comstock. Comstock tries to swing it around but loses it. Beckwith has it. Beckwith gets pinned against the boards. Now John Bapst temporarily has possession. We're still stuck in the Crusaders zone. Trying to pinch in there was Grant. Bourgeois goes around him. Bourgeois got space. He's got a man across ice. Takes a shot, and he hits him right in the chest. Kirk was hit right in the chest. There was no doubt about that save there. As Bourgeois, the leading goal scorer for the Crusaders, had a breakaway.
And if you're John Bapst, you got to imagine they're probably punching themselves. That's a big opportunity on the 5-minute major. They had so many open opportunities, and they just couldn't capitalize.
And according to it, Needham pinches this one. He's going to fling it up towards Kirk. Ends up going wide, looking for a deflection. Messo able to get it out of the zone. They've got a breakaway trying to go the other way. Needham does a nice job getting that out of the zone. That one's fired into Ziti, so easily deflect it because Messo's got it clear. According to our own Mr. Bell, only 2 shots on goal during that entire 5-minute major for John Bapst. Barron fighting for it right at the blue line. It gets deflected way up in the air and ends up behind Zetes at his left. Now it's back behind the goal. Hart has it on the right half boards. Tries to find Bourgeois. Can't get through to him. He's going to pick it up now and retreat. He's over to his left dot. Fires it up towards the red line. And now a foot race. Lewis is going to try and get the foot race there. They wave off icing. He can't beat Henning to it, but he ties him up against the boards. That one squirts out. Barron pushes it back behind goal. That one spun around, but Hart grabs it down near the right corner. Trying to lift that one up and out of the zone. Bounces over Cardinal stick, so Messalonskee clears and can get a sub. Trying to get up to Hart. Hart couldn't quite clear that on. Marriott tried to push it in. Grant sends it back out. Hart picks it up his own blue line. Needham can't handle the puck. It bounces over, so he's going to grab it at the dot and retreat. Trying to go cross ice to Marriott. He picks it up, skating center here, past the red line. Gains the zone. One man to beat, goes around. Martin tries to go, but no angle there. Up off of Kirk and an easy save. Tell you what, as you pointed out, again, statistician Ryan Bell this evening, only 2 shots on that power play. I will say, though, it does seem like it has gotten the Crusaders in some bit of momentum as Messalonskee can't really establish any offensive time.
Yeah, I talked about John Bapst being gassed, and they completely just contradicted me. It's crazy.
Yeah, having that 5-minute power play allowed him to at least get some things going. Messalonskee tries to clear the zone. Nice play there. Nope, scratch that. I thought Marriott was able to keep it in. Ref says no, so offsides on the Crusaders. That was a dang good effort because he fooled me. Owen Marriott, I thought, had kept that in. So faceoff will come outside the Messalonskee zone here. Right in front of us. Tatum Doucette's going to face off against Bourgeois. Tie up there. Still loose. Finally, Needham picked it up initially. Ends up losing. Doucette's got a 2-on-1. He couldn't control it, though, and Needham's going to come away with it. He had his brother with him. Needham drops it off backside. Back at Salvadori, the only one there. Salvadori behind the goal. Looking for some help. He's going to drop it off there. Nobody there for Messalonskee, so Bourgeois picks it up for the Crusaders. He tries to push it up looking for Phillips, and Martin gets it. He's going to rifle that one way down, hit it up off the glass. Again, Messo still struggling to get any sort of offensive possession time. Comstock handling there, harassed a little bit by Parker Doucette. Finally trying to clear, gets deflected, picked up by Grant. Grant fires that one off. Easy glove save there by Zetes.
Neither goalies right now are really getting challenged in a hard way necessarily. I mean, everything's just sort of been easy saves, not a lot of good shots on goal. Great opportunities out of Messalonskee, but as we saw, he just fumbled the puck there.
5:17 here to go. 3 shots on goal for the Crusaders. 2 total for that major. That one fired up by Grant. No, excuse me, that was Henning. Couldn't get it on cage. That one fired center mass. Loose rebound, and diving on it is Zetes. Initially, Henning tried to fire that one, ended up going wide, spun around to Grant, who was able to get that on Zetes. He couldn't control the rebound, but was able to freeze the puck. So Messalonskee all of a sudden got a little bit something cooking. Face off here controlled by John Bapst, trying to clear it out of the zone, looking for a stretch pass. Nice pass there. It's picked up by Churchard. He's turned away, though. Not out of the zone as Marriott picks it up. He gets collides there. I think that was Barron. Henning tries to sweep it out, can't do so. Bourgeois picks up centering pass, no one home but Messalonskee. Messo can't get it out of the zone. Finally does, touched up there by Hardy as he tries to gain the zone, going 1-on-2. Still keeps it alive. Moves around the right circle. Now he tries to drop it off. Could not get it on Zetes as he just ran out of real estate. Marriott touches it up to Bourgeois. He's got Churchard with him. He tries to center it to Churchard. Couldn't get anything on it as there's a nice check there. Finds his way behind as Bourgeois picks it up. Comes out to Cardinal at the right point. He's going to push it back down to Bourgeois at the circle. He's pushed up hard against the glass, but Hart picks it up for the Crusaders. Centering pass there, gets tied up, and it goes wide. And Messalonskee able to clear that just far enough and out of the zone. The Crusaders have to reset. Cardinal handles it here on the right side. Gets to the blue line, dumps it in. First one there, Henning. Now picked up by Grant. He's able to get it out of the zone. Needham's got a foot race here. He's giving chase is Grady Tibbetts. Needham initially won the foot race but couldn't control it. Tries to spin it up the boards, and Hart's going to pick it up, but he's going to go back behind his own zone. Owen Marriott's going to sweep it on there, finds Martin. He's going to drop back to his own blue line, trying to find out who's in and who's not. Big collision there as Marriott ran into Seth Hansen, but Hansen got the worst of it. That one squirts into the zone as Martin pinches in big time. He gains control of the puck, looking for some help from Doucette. He loses it. Now coming out of the zone is Marriott. Owen Marriott 1-on-3. Nice move to get his hands free. Shot there again. No angle. And Kirk able to easily swallow that one up as he was just hugging the post.
Yeah, we see a great move out of him there, but there's not a hard save for the goalie to make there.
Nah, again, they keep going down that right alley, and Kirk just keeps hugging that post. So face-off, 3:22 here to go. An eventful third period for the Crusaders, but a frustrating one at the same time as they just have not really been able to challenge Kirk. Bourgeois going to take the face-off for the Crusaders. Nope, he is thrown out, so it is going to be Lewis. Messalonskee controls it. Martin, though, loses an edge. Ends up firing in the center there. It was hanging out on the crease. Swept away. Bourgeois picks it up. He loses an edge. Looking for a penalty. Crusaders 1-1, and we don't get one. No, I take that back. We got a hand up, so they pull Zetes. Zetes comes to the bench. Extra attacker on. Finally, the penalty is called, and Zetes going to head back out there. Looking for this back judge. He did not have his hand up. But going to the penalty box, it looks like Doucette. So Doucette will sit in the sin bin, and I would guess this is going to be tripping.
Yeah, a bit of a late call there, but it is definitely, he got a stick in between the legs, and he tripped up John Bapst.
Man, such a big moment here, as I think Coach Martin going to burn his timeout, and understandably 2-minute penalty power play here for the Crusaders with just 3 minutes and 4 seconds left here in regulation in a 1-1 tie. Shots on goal this period. John Bapst has 6 to just 3 for Messalonskee, which is continuing a trend for most of the game. And they have had a little bit of a flurry, but I would, thus far, Logan, I think Kirk really hasn't been challenged with the shots he's actually had to stop. I think the most dangerous ones have just been loose pucks the Crusaders haven't been able to find.
Yeah, he's had to dive on the puck a couple of times, but that's coming off of mostly a rebound off of himself. Nothing really that John Bapst is creating here for any shot opportunities. Just he's hugging that post, and it's just pretty much puck center chest.
I will say it is worth noting that as we now head to the power play again for John Bapst. John Bapst took the timeout. I said Messalonskee. I was incorrect. John Bapst took the timeout, understandably. 3:04 left. They go on the power play for 2 minutes. I was going to say, both goals we've had tonight, power plays, both of them John Bapst power plays because Doucette scored shorthanded for the Eagles. As we get ready to resume action here, 1-1 tie, 3:04 left here in this third period. Gives me a great opportunity again to tell you that Central Maine Motors Auto Group helps out with Central Maine Sports. There in Waterfield, the dealer with no dock fees where cars and trucks cost you less, online at cmautogroup.com. Face off here in the zone. Bourgeois wins it and controls it for the Crusaders. Pushes it back to the behind the goal. Hart picks it up there, drops it off for Marriott. Marriott comes out to the left side, goes up to Hart on the half boards. He skates into that circle, fires, knocked down, but not by Kirk. The rebound cleared out by Messalonskee as that one gets high up into the air and all the way down to the John Bapst zone. So first foray by the Crusaders offense won. That one pops up to Zetes, who just sweeps it back out over to the right as Beckwith really giving pressure there. Needham picks it up behind his own goal. Turns around there as he's pressured by Beckwith. Initially loses it. Lewis comes down to help him. Now Beckwith, I think, has got it pinned in the corner. John Bapst finally comes out with it. Marriott handling here. Gets it over to Lewis. Lewis drops into the center there, had a chance, poked away as that was a good opportunity and finally cleared out as he did drop that off, I think, to Lewis dropped it off to Churchard, who was skating through the alley, but just couldn't quite get any good contact to the puck. Needham fires it up to Owen Marriott. Marriott does a nice move. He's got one man to beat, sweeps it over to Hart, should have shot that one. Hart has to go pick it up off the boards, tries to swing it around to the backside. Denny Martin easily picks that one up and fires it down into the John Bapst zone. 44 seconds left in the penalty, 1:43 left in the game. That one picked up by Salvatore. I think he hit that off the mask of Zetes on the zero angle. Quick pass to Hart. Hart into the zone, 1-on-5. He's going to circle around, wait for help. Tries to sweep that through the center. Marriott couldn't find it, but Bourgeois picks it up. He's at the center trying to get to the alley. That one's deflected. Finds its way to Hart, and Hart scores! What a goal! That one was deflected perfectly to Hart, who found it right in the alleyway and was able to put it just past Kirk. And that potentially is your game winner. 1:27 here to go. And they are able to cash in. The Crusaders are on the power play to take the 2-1 lead with just 87 seconds left.
And you can see here, it just seems like he's going to go for a shot himself, and then I think it might have rebounded off the goalie, I believe.
I don't even think it made it there. You got a better look at the Mid-State machine replays than instant replay machine than I do. What is worth noting is that John Bapst is up 2-1 with 87 seconds left here. Puck pushed into the Messalonskee zone. No icing here as Martin goes to pick it up. 1:18 left to go. Martin tries to fire it up. Stretch pass finds Doucette. He's able to gather at the red line. Trying to find, I think, Salvadori couldn't do so. Trying to gain the zone. 1:09 left. Martin handles. Drops it off to Cormier. Cormier has to gather up. That one bounces off the sideboards. John Bapst holds now. 1 minute left. Picked up by Cormier. He was able to fight through, gets it into the zone, but not very far. And John Bapst immediately fires it back in. That's going to be icing, and it stops the clock with 51 seconds left. That's a big deal because now the face-off is going to move all the way down to the Crusaders side of the ice.
Yeah, I believe Bourgeois on that last goal, he went for a shot, and I believe it bounced off a Meso player, and then it just went right into hard stick, and he was able to sneak in on the bottom.
Wait for the announcement here. So based on that, as Messalonskee's going to burn their timeout, let's take another quick look at that goal. So we know that Hart scored. Bourgeois obviously is going to pick up an assist. Was there another one before that? The announcement is Marriott. I don't know if you have a longer look at it, Logan. We'll go with that for now. Yeah, Bourgeois for sure because he took the shot. So Messalonskee's got burned their one timeout. They've got 51 seconds trailing by a goal. Have struggled to find any sort of consistent offense all night. All right. Get a confirm. I got one vote for just one assist. Waiting for my second vote here, but I think yet again dishing out extra assists here that don't exist. Worth noting here, as it stands, after this one comes to its conclusion, we are going to pick our flagship Cinemas player of the game, and I think I know who currently stands as the leading vote getter, but we'll wait and see. AJ Knight, Logan Cameron here with you. Two undefeated teams came in. Right now we are 51 seconds from the surprising Messalonskee Eagles, shorthanded, no Owen Kirk tonight, potentially facing their first loss of the season. Third period, 2-1 John Bapst lead. Face-off here in the John Bapst zone after the icing on the Crusaders. Doucette going to take the face-off for Messalonskee. Marriott for the Crusaders. That one controlled, easily swept out. Cormier loses it, and now we got a chance. Marriott picks it up, and there's an open net, and he's going to sweep it in, and that is the insurance goal there. That one got over the stick of McFadden. McFadden lost an edge, lost his stick. There was nobody back there to defend it. And that one is easily put in by Nate Marriott for the insurance goal for the Crusaders. Backbreaker for the Eagles, and that one comes immediately. Draw something up, pull Nathan Kirk, and then you immediately give up the empty netter, the insurance goal to John Bapst, who looks like they will keep their record unblemished. 40 seconds here to go. That one, Beckwith picks it up in the zone, tries to sweep it across to Salvadori. Comstock couldn't control it initially. Now just takes it back to the zone, back behind the goal. He's able to get that out of the offensive zone now. Lewis pressures Martin. Martin tries to sweep it, passes right to Owen Marriott. He shoots. That one off the glove, still loose. No one was there. There was a chance there for a fourth goal, and that one ends up being pushed out. Should be alive, as I think that was John Bapst actually that threw that one down. Zidi's just going to swing it around. He has to quickly get back to the cage, though. Salvadori's the first one to it. They got a penalty here as we get tangled up. I think some frustration from Messalonskee. Now both teams going to come together here as they got tangled up. I think frustration from the Eagles. Still together. I think that's Lewis and I think Salvadori. Wait and see who the penalty's on as the clock stops with 0.8 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
Don't call it a comeback. So officially, Salvadori still waiting for the call here. No, I think they're just going to call it. They're just going to call it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that is it. Surprisingly, shorthanded, missing a big offensive piece, but a massive win for John Bapst as they get the clutch, crucial goal with almost no time left. And they end up giving Messalonskee their first loss of the season. Wow. We will take a look at the stats, of course, go through the highlights and pick our flagship Cinema's player of the game when we come back. But the final score in this one, John Bapst 2, Messalonskee 1. We will be back for the postgame show here on The Score.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and John A. Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus is here for you today and through all points of your life.
Manchester Motors is your official Coyote tractor dealer. If you work the land, you just got to be a jack of all trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder or a farmer or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else. Find your Coyote tractor at Manchester Motors, 1031 Western Avenue, Manchester.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Hermon and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Hermon location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
AJ Knight, Logan Cameron with you here. Final score in this one. Messalonskee drops their first game 3-1 to the John Bapst Crusaders, who stay undefeated, move to 5-0. It's time for your third period breakdown, of course, brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Tied 1-1 coming into the coming into the third period. 2 goals were scored, unfortunately for the Eagles, both of them by the Crusaders. Owen Hart gets what's the game winner with just over a minute and a half left. Just less than a minute and a half left. And then Marriott is able to bury it. Nate Marriott able to bury it for the empty netter for the insurance goal to seal the win. 3-1 for John Bapst. Shots in the period ended up being 11 for John Bapst, 5 for Messalonskee, 27-14. Messalonskee was outshot, and obviously that's your third period breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. Of course, we enter the post-game show here, the Intermission, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire with 22 different locations. Logan, obviously, you and I take a look at this game and evaluate. For Messalonskee, to me, I wonder if this one you just sort of chalk it up to, we didn't have our horse offense struggle tonight against a pretty solid defensive team. we talk about some things we can improve on, like penalties. Messalonskee still, again, coming to tonight, averaging over 12 penalty minutes a game. They get 5 penalties to just 2 for John Bapst, which is on Bapst, the Crusaders' regular season average. They just average about 4 minutes. Messalonskee picks up the 5-minute major on Martin and then 4 other minors, so 13 minutes, basically right on pace with where they normally are. You talk about cleaning that stuff up, but in general, I think if you're Messalonskee, you just kind of say, well, we struggled, but Owen Kirk wasn't there. We know we're a completely different team. I guess I was just surprised really how much Messalonskee struggled to just really run any kind of functioning offense, it felt like.
Yeah, it goes to show you how important Owen Kirk is to this team because, like I said before, and I know it sounded a little bit rude, it almost seemed like they didn't have an identity without Owen Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw them struggle both teams sort of struggled in the first a little bit, and then they sort of got the ball rolling in the second period, but then we just see them fall apart in the third period with the shorthanded goal and then the empty net.
Yeah, and I felt like you pointed it out, and I thought it was true. Messalonskee got a bit of a flurry. That was the closest. Again, shots on goal total for tonight, 27 for John Bapst, 14 for Messalonskee. The second period was the closest. It was 8-6 John Bapst, and it felt like you pointed out that maybe the Crusaders were starting to get worn down. Again, Messo was going with almost the whole lineup. John Bapst, a much smaller roster. And then Denny Martin gets that boarding penalty. It was only with about 25 seconds left in the second period. That's how it comes to its conclusion. John Bapst had sort of rallied a little bit, and it felt like even though they only managed to get 2 shots on goal for the entire 5-minute major, felt like that allowing them to maybe catch their breath, establish just kind of what they were doing offensively was kind of what led them to ending up getting the game winner because they, after that penalty ended, even though they were weren't able to really generate a whole lot offensively off of it, immediately get 3 more shots on goal, finally get one of those lucky bounces to go in and finds Owen Hart, as you saw when we went through the third period breakdown, right in the right spot. He's able to bury it. Here it is. Bourgeois takes a shot, just deflects perfectly to Hart, who takes advantage of it. And, of course, you get the Marriott gets the game icer, as you see there, just Cormier in a bad position. Easy empty netter there. But it just felt like that 5 minutes allowed them to maybe catch their breath and establish momentum, and Messalonskee just couldn't claw back into it.
Yeah, we talked about John Bapst possibly being gassed going into the third period. I mean, despite only playing 1 game in the past month or so compared to Messalonskee's 4.
Be rusted.
Yeah, no kidding there. But like you said before, after that boarding call and maybe a little bit of worrying after that 5-minute major when they couldn't really get any shots going, and we talked about it in the third period, they weren't challenging Kirk that much. They were just sort of giving him the same shots over and over against center mass. You didn't really have to do much there in terms of defense, and until that first goal went in, it just seemed like after that major, or after the 5-minute major, that John Bapst had Messalonskee on their heels, and they just couldn't get back into it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point. It seemed like over and over again they were going down that alley, and Kirk made easy saves, but that's what I think it is. I just think that Messalonskee couldn't really get any offensive momentum after playing man down that much in the third period. No surprise, I think, as we, of course, have to name our Flagship Cinema's player of the game. 3 different players scored for the Crusaders tonight, but of course the one that ends up being the game winner is Owen Hart, who added helper actually on the first goal that Churchard put in. Easy pick for the player of the game. Talk about making a big play in crunch time, scoring with under a minute and a half to go in a 1-1 game against a Messalonskee team that has seemed, even without Owen Kirk, has seemed undefeatable. It is a monster win. So Hart, and a great name, by the way. Owen Hart is our Flagship Cinema's player of the game. Flagship Cinema's consistent pricing and a premium cinema experience. Also want to thank on the score, we wouldn't be able to do high school sports without Whittemore and Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer, sales and service by a family that cares. 201 Tire Battery and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. And wouldn't be possible without computer improvements. From sales of computers and accessories to service, we are your go-to computer store. So, final score here tonight, 3-1. Messalonskee falls to the John Bapst Crusaders. Their first loss. The Crusaders stay undefeated. Our weekend of coverage is not over, though, as we will move on to still Messalonskee, but boys basketball. We will be back in the familiar confines tomorrow in Oakland, 7 o'clock start, as they take on the Greeley Rangers. Of course, check for our schedule, CentralMaidSports.com, 1160thescore.com. both Central Maine Sports and 1160 on all social media, and Central Maine Sports on YouTube. Big thanks as well on camera tonight, Ashley Knight, stats and scoreboard, Ryan Bell. Let us all, of course, continue to wish Mike Violet a speedy recovery as he is out with a designated lower body injury for this weekend. Should have him back on Monday. Final score here tonight, John Bapst 3, Messalonskee 1. For Logan Cameron, AJ Knight, have a good rest of your night, and thanks for listening to The Score.
You've been listening to a high school sports presentation on The Score, brought to you by these great local sponsors: Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Hammond Lumber Company, Mid-State Machine, 201 Service Skowhegan, Flagship Cinemas, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service in Vassalboro, Assistance Plus, Manchester Motors, Casella Waste, Computer Improvements, Height Chevrolet, Connected Credit Union, KVFCU, Skowhegan Savings Bank, Skowhegan Tire Center, KMD Driving School, Kennebec Eye Care, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, and by SBS Carbon Copy. Keep posted on what's coming up. Live video and audio of girls and boys high school hockey and basketball. All available at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. The place for local sports is Sports Radio 1160, The Score.